This is the World Warriors of Capcom Cup Players Showcase. I'm Ultra David.
And I am James Chen. 32 players are all making it into the Capcom Cup that is going to be taking place December 5th through 6th at the Sony PlayStation Experience. And we are going to do a video for each one of those players.
Indeed. In fact, we have been doing videos for each of those players.
Exactly. If you guys don't know anything about the Capcom Pro Tour or Capcom Cup or want to know about the stories leading into it, check this channel, youtube.com/Capcom Fighters TV. We have an intro video that talks all about it. But as we said, players.
Let's talk about Dark Jiewa.
That's right.
From China. That's right. He, as far as I know, was one of the first Chinese players to regularly travel around. And in the US, that was a rarity when Street Fighter IV was new. But you know, he was one of the ones who was doing it. And he has been playing Ken for, as far as I know, the whole time. Which is rare. You know, Ken, when Street Fighter IV was new, when it first was released, was thought to not be very strong. That idea sort of changed over time, and now he's considered a very good character. But Dark Jiewa has been one of those players who's been with him the whole time.
Yeah, and you can really tell when you watch him play. He has all the tech, he has all the tricks down. You can tell that he is very familiar with this character. It's just one of those situations, after you've been using the character for so long, you just learn all the little ins and outs with the character. And so when you watch his Ken, it's a very, very technical Ken. And it's very, like, he knows all the stuff that you're supposed to do with it. So I feel like he's just a very solid, very fundamentally strong Ken.
Yeah, I mean, he has strong mix-ups. You know, he has, as we'll see even in the video that we're going to watch, good frame traps, you know, good punishes, good mix-ups and meaty setups and cross-ups or not sort of situations, even now. Yeah, he has a great understanding of the character. I really think that's a good way to put it.
Yeah. It's always interesting to me, you know, when we talk about Dark Jiewa, because right now, you know, I don't remember if he made it out to EVO, because I know he's made it out to EVO pretty early on. Yeah. He was one of the first players from China. Now, obviously, China's really known nowadays for Shanghai and Dako, right? And so Dark Jiewa, I feel like he's kind of not as well known as some of the other China players, but you know, I wonder if that's actually a motivation for him. You know, I wonder if that's always one of those things that he's just like really wants to make a name for himself to be considered one of the strongest players from China.
It could be. I mean, he has been traveling around for the last couple of years. In 2014, I don't think he traveled that much. 2015, he has. Like I said, I know 2013 he came to the U.S. He was at CEO. He was at EVO. So it's not going to be the kind of thing where he sort of hasn't been traveling or like it's a new experience or anything like that. I feel like that won't be an issue for him.
Right, exactly. So, like I said though, he feels like a very solid, strong Ken. And so, you know, I do like watching his Ken play because it just feels like it's one of those situations where you're not going to watch Ken and go like, oh, he could have did this or he should have been able to do this. So. Yeah,
for sure. I also heard that he is in Japan and has been in Japan training up for Capcom Cup.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so he's really taking it seriously.
It's advantage of living in China, you know, in the Asia area, you easily travel over there and get some practice.
Yeah, so. That's true. That's true. What's that?
Oh no, I was just saying, as you said, he's been traveling a lot. So just, you know, how has he done in a lot of the events?
Let's check it out. Sure. So in Ultra Street Fighter IV, at the China Capcom Pro Tour, this is last year, he got second place. CPT Asia Finals last year got 8th place. Actually went 0-7.
Right.
So that wasn't the best. But then at the Chengdu tournament, he got 2nd place.
Okay.
At Abuget Cup this year, he got 1st place. Double elimination CPT Asia qualifier, 9th place. FFM Rumble, 5th. Southeast Asia Majors, one of the most stacked tournaments of the year, 25th. And then the most stacked tournament of the year, EVO, 49th.
Okay.
CPT Asia Shanghai qualifier, 13th place. FV Cup, 9th. Taiwan Fighter Major CPT qualifier, 5th. Hong Kong Esports CPT Asia qualifier, 4th. Manila Cup, 5th. Saigon Cup, 3rd. And then the Z Fighting Game Champion, 9th place.
Okay, so like I said, very solid, kind of consistent results. You know, getting at least around the top 8 most of the time. So.
Right, exactly, yeah. And there was a win in there at a big tournament. He did get to the grand finals in a couple of situations in big tournaments as well.
Right, and that's how he's made it into Capcom Cup. Obviously by getting a lot of points, and he's in here by points.
That's right. He is 10th overall in points.
Okay. Okay.
And people who are qualified just by points.
Right. So he did win the Abuget Cup.
He did.
And that is the match that we're going to watch. He's going up against Human Bomb. Now, this is actually a really kind of a neat match because Human Bomb actually throws 3 different characters at him.
Yeah.
And so it's just kind of neat to see how Dark Jiewa plays against all of them. And it's really interesting, too, because when you watch it, it really feels like, you know, his Ken game doesn't vary greatly between the 3 characters, but it just shows that he has a really good control of that character, and he's able to control what the opponent is doing and exert his game on
For
them.
sure.
So
yeah.
So let's go ahead and just jump into here.
Okay, so Human Bomb is going to start off with Ryu. Mm-hmm. It's going to be the first character that we'll see.
And Human Bomb is coming from loser's side.
Yes.
So Dark Jiewa made it all the way to grand finals here from winner's side, and that's something you got to say, though. You know, like I said, he's a very solid kid, but the first thing he does is forward jump.
Yeah, no, I love it. I think that's it's not what you expect. Human Bomb threw a fireball, not expecting it.
Right.
That's why it works.
Yeah, but you can already see lots of good frame traps, lots of tech. You see him with the Kara focus and such. Mm-hmm. And like you said, we'll see a bunch of really nice little tricky Ken shenanigans.
Yeah, little frame traps and that sort of thing. So far, we've seen a lot of good footsies from him in the mid-range. You know, Ken just has a strong mid-range game. Good options there. Mm-hmm.
Probably one of the nicest set of footsies out of all the characters, thanks to the step kick.
Yeah, huge part of it.
Yeah.
You see him just wait this time, rather than jumping over, which he had done at the start. So, hey, I like it.
And every once in a while, you got to do those wake-up uppercuts with Ken. Now, this was really interesting that he went for the Ultra there.
Yeah.
Now, we were a little like, that's interesting. Couldn't Ryu have done... Actually, that has 11 frames of invincibility.
Yeah.
So it would have outlasted pretty much all of Ryu's options at that point in time.
Yeah, I thought he was going to do medium punch, dragon punch, but no, like, apparently Ultra is better.
Yeah. So that's what, like, one of the things that's really interesting to me, because you don't see Ken's really use that Ultra to chip people out, but now I feel like it will beat a lot of characters if you know the right situations for it, and sure enough, Dark Jiewa had a good situation for that to work. And look at the good patience from him, too, to bait out those uppercuts. That's at least the second or third uppercut we've seen him bait out.
And he does a good mix between very cautious stuff, so that, for example, delayed crouch tech, which he could have turned into something on hit, but just saw was blocked, no big deal. And occasionally jumping in at the start, like you said. So, you know, we've seen definitely these 2 different halves of his playstyle.
Right. I mean, even just kind of went for that, you know, Hail Mary uppercut, you know, in that situation as well. So,
well, it's important to have both of those things, you know, to throw the opponents off.
Now you see him just slowly trying to get in, but playing very patient. Knows he has a lot of time. Doesn't look like he's over rushing things. You know, he's not pushing too hard, trying to find his right moment to get in there. Like I said, very fundamentally sound player.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the patience a lot. I like that he was willing to just stay back. He did build a lot of meter there, even in the loss of the round.
Yeah,
so
that's
you know,
true.
Which is a good idea. Oh, good stuff.
Yeah.
That was really good to react to that.
Yeah, one of the weaknesses that I have noticed from Dark Jiewa a little bit is that his conversion off of counter hit step kick. Like you saw a little bit earlier in the round, he just had a low jab off of there. I think he gets it another time later on. Doesn't get the fierce uppercut or anything like that, like a lot of other Kens would. But as I mentioned, though, just, you know, very good fundamentals, sound footsie games. Good.
That was really good. Yeah, and then good patience and good punish too.
Right, and that it's so interesting because that's -5 now. You would think that would become just a very common occurrence that the FADC, but you always see people like already like in those situations you uppercut FADC and then Ryu will start a move and then get hit. So it's not a true punish, right? Ryu could have uppercut in that situation, but that time that looked like a true punish from Dark Jiewa.
Yeah, for sure. So we're gonna skip ahead a little bit here because Human Bomb does take a while to figure out which character he's gonna land on.
Yep.
Ultimately, it will be Poison.
Yep. So he's gonna go with Poison. Which is interesting because so Human Bomb, obviously known for being a Sakura player, got strong fundamentals in Ryu. Definitely a very important secondary character for him. But then there's Poison, who's kind of like with Evil Ryu, the 2 paths that Ryu players have gone.
That's
you know.
true.
So he's going to be playing this, and you know Poison's going to be playing much more of a defensive fireball game against Ken. So let's see. Oh, see. Right
I like the options. Like even in that situation, even in mid-screen, mid-range, not as a meaty.
Right. And again, baiting out uppercuts.
Yeah. It's playing this really well.
Yeah. So here comes Human Bomb.
Good tech. He knew the situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's definitely going to have to work a little bit harder to get in on Poison.
Well, one thing I like is that when Poison has the advantage, he just backs off. You see this?
Yeah.
Backs off to reset the situation. He's been able to come in a couple of times now to make things happen.
Yeah, he knows he has a life lead right now,
right.
so there's really not anything too pressing for him.
And see, the patience again.
I like that jump distance that he jumps at, because that distance that he jumps at, he gets the jump short or he can get the cross-up hurricane. Yeah, it's a really neat distance. Actually, later on in the match, you'll see a really great jump cross-up hurricane that he gets from that distance.
You see what I mean about the patience when Poison has things going on? He just blocks.
Did you see that right there? Human Bomb went to the flip kick a couple of times, and as soon as Dark Jiewa noticed that, oh, you're getting comfortable with this move, let me neutral jump. Like, he had it neutral jump the whole time until finally he's like, okay, this is a tool he's trying to use, so let me bait it out, punish it, and then now all of a sudden Human Bomb's not doing it as much. So.
Nice. Again. He's done that a couple of times now.
The empty jump uppercut.
Yeah, exactly.
That works so much better than you think, and it's great awareness right
This
there.
is so good in the corner. Just waiting it out. Didn't overcommit to anything. You saw Johnny just jumping, hoping something crazy would come out, step kick even, and none of that. It was just patience from Jiewa. I thought that was really good.
Right, and then again baited out the flip kick with the neutral jump. So,
but it wasn't much of a commitment, right? If it hit, it was because he guessed right, but if that hadn't, if flip kick hadn't come out, he would have been fine.
Right. I'm going to jump ahead just a little bit again. Human Bomb does decide to go with his main, which is Sakura. It's interesting. I'm wondering if there's history between these two players, or if there's something that Human Bomb just wasn't comfortable with this match to use Sakura, because I feel like he does better with Sakura.
Yeah. It's a good start for sure.
Nice. Yeah. This is Human Bomb now is able to play his game a little bit. You can see Dark Jiewa trying to play some defense here.
Oh, that was really good.
Yeah.
And great punish.
So now that he's gotten out of that pressure situation, how does he react? How does he go up against
it? Oh, what reactions there?
He was just waiting for it.
Mm-hmm.
So he has really good reactions on the defensive end.
See him moving into better ranges for himself, just outranging stuff. Well, that's one of the few whiffs.
Yeah. I think you probably thought that Human Bomb was going to take a step forward.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. Ooh, what a frame trap, man.
He bet it. Yeah. Well, because he knew if he had hit it, he would have won the round.
Yeah,
you know, so I think he would. I mean, look at this. He's almost tied up the round, and we remember what a great start Johnny had at the beginning of this.
True.
So, or Human Bomb, sorry. But yeah, good defensive low jab from Human Bomb.
You can really see more comfort on Human Bomb's side with this character. He looks a lot more comfortable.
But immediately goes in there. It looks like Dark Jiewa does not want to give Human Bomb that same kind of opening pressure that he had before.
He's picking good spots. He's just outside of crouch medium kick first, or just outside of stand roundhouse.
That's the important part. Yeah, dude, oh, that was so nice.
I really feel like he's a patient player.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you going to do?
Wake up, EX uppercut's going to get you sometimes.
Yeah.
So.
Ooh.
Yeah, but his footsies are really strong.
They are.
His footsies are really good. It's like I said, just very, very sound, very strong Ken. Oh, he thought he had the meter.
You know what? You're probably right.
Yeah.
You're probably right.
He thought that was probably going to give him the meter for the FADC.
Yeah.
He just didn't quite have it. So one slight miscalculation on his part. Probably hoping to FADC backdash off of that.
Yeah, there were really just a few things in that game that really cost him. The fireball at the start, that Human Bomb got through, then the whiff focus, then at the end there. I mean, other than that, I thought he did a good job.
Yeah.
That's him on the left there. Human Bomb's on the right on that bottom picture.
Panel, yeah. So, looks like Dark Jiewa. I'm not sure if he's looking at his phone or if he's just thinking really hard right now. But he's definitely taking a little bit of time to think about stuff. So But I like that. I like that.
Yeah, that's always good. Actually, he locked in before Human Bomb did.
Yeah. I think Human Bomb was waiting for him to see if he was going to character select or something. So
another different start from Dark Jiewa this time. It wasn't the fireball. It wasn't the go in either. It was more cautious.
But you saw right there again. He did get the counter hit step kick into low short, low spin kick or uppercut afterwards. You know, so hopefully that's something he'll be working on in Japan. I think this is where he gets that jump fierce.
What a block, too.
I know. I have no idea which side that was even supposed to hit on. So, but yeah, great round here from Dark Jiewa, turning it around really well.
Right, and he has a lot of life right now, so he can afford to just none of this is that big of a deal yet. Yeah, I like that. I like that. He had meter,
There's not much that Human Bomb could have done unless he just did low short back dash.
Right, which is possible but pretty rare.
That's a hard read right there. So now Dark Jiewa at tournament point. And like I said, it's really cool to see how he's approached the 3 different characters. And, even though it's 3 different characters, like I said, he's approached them largely the same way. He's just been able to control his space, his distancing. And see, he gets jump fierce from the front there. And then he gets the cross up, right? So again, he's just really, dude. I
love the chase.
That was ridiculous. But yeah, good pressure. Yeah, but good ranges again.
Yeah, I like this spot right now. If Sakura jumps, he has the anti-air. He's outranging her footsies really well. Can stab in with the step kick. That's a really strong spot for him.
Yeah. And you can see he's not pushing really hard. He's not hitting a lot of buttons. He's noticed Human Bomb is hitting a lot of buttons. Right. So he's really just kind of playing patient and staying there. He went in for the thunder kick, and unfortunately for Human Bomb drops his combo there.
Right.
And yeah, so I mean that was the one time Dark Jiewa got hit was when he went for something like that thunder kick, right?
Ooh. Ah, there you go.
Yep.
So I like the end there. He recognized that Human Bomb thought it was time to go in. So there were a bunch of buttons from Dark Jiewa there after most of that game of playing pretty patiently. In fact, most of that set, pretty patient when it was in that footsies back and forth sort of situation. So I like that a lot from him. I really think that serves him well.
Yeah, the most impressive thing, honestly, about that video is the spacing, the footsies, and like I said, and then the best thing about it also is just that he has all that tech down with Ken. Yeah. You got to see a nice little gamut of all these little Ken things, and knowledge, like I said, like that ultra that he did to chip out Ryu. You know, when we were watching that, we're like, why would he do that? But then we looked at the frame, we looked at all the frame data and everything, and it made sense.
It did make sense. So, yeah. He. Like I said, he's been playing this character for a long time. Other people are now playing Ken.
Mm-hmm. Lots of them are, yeah.
Several people are playing Ken, and some of the best players in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like he knows more.
Yeah.
He has more understanding of these situations. He's not going to get caught off guard by situations or by tech or by how his character should respond to that sort of stuff. I think that's an advantage that he has.
Yeah. The interesting thing, though, I mean, when it comes to Ken tech, like, I feel like he's probably better than just about anybody. It's interesting, though, because obviously it's going to be hard not to make comparisons with Momochi, right? Because Momochi probably the best Ken on the planet right now. It feels like Dark Jiewa doesn't quite have the same game tech that Momochi has, right? Like, we didn't see a lot of instances of doing the Momochi tech, that little delayed uppercut.
There were some things in there that I think might have.
Might have been, okay. Yeah, maybe I just didn't catch them, but, I feel like he's not quite on that level just yet with Momochi, with a lot of the game-wide tech and stuff like that. I mean, look, he's a very fundamentally sound player, but...
Good player.
Yeah, I don't feel like sometimes there's just something about some of those players that you can, when you watch, you just recognize that there's something to them, like that.
I mean, look, there were a couple of situations in that set, and not this is obviously we've seen more sets from him than this, but there were some in that sets and in others that I've watched where he doesn't get maximum damage off of situations necessarily. He sort of. He has good footsies, but sometimes it seems like there are people who can outrange him a little bit and sort of find better timings than he can find. Like I said, I think he's a good player. He's in Capcom Cup for a reason.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, we looked at his tournament results. Like we said, he's consistently up there. And, that's not a surprise based on how he's playing. So.
Yeah, he's been good for a while. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to Capcom Cup, what do you feel about his chances? What do you feel could trip him up?
To be honest with you, like I said, I just don't think that he's quite at the same level as some of those other players. Like you said, at the CPT Asia last year, he went 0-7, I think it was. So, he didn't perform particularly well against the strongest players. I feel like he's really, really strong, but he's just not quite up at that level yet. And so it's not surprising to me that he makes it into Capcom Cup at all, because like I said, he's very solid. But can he win Capcom Cup? I mean, he's going to have to play pretty much the tournament of his life to get to that point. This is not to say he's a bad player. I'm not trying to talk down about him, but you're talking about 32 of the best players on the planet. And so, it's going to take a lot from him to get that far. Now, as you mentioned, he's in Japan training, so...
Yeah, I think that's a really good idea for him to be doing. I'm with you, to be honest. While I think he should be in this tournament, I feel like it would be a very tough road for him to make it all the way through. Yeah. And so to be training in Japan, which is many of the strongest scenes, many of the strongest players are there. I think that's a great call. And if he can sort of tighten up some of those things that we talked about in footsies and sort of maximizing situations and that sort of thing, then I think he can do great, but that is going to require a lot of work in a pretty short period of time.
Right. Now, that is not to say that a lot of players haven't been surprising us all year.
Of course.
We've had a lot of discussions on Tokido at Canada Cup, how all of a sudden he's playing super defensive, Punko with these great footsies. With Dark Jiewa playing in Japan for the past few weeks, that could definitely... he might just all of a sudden come out and all of a sudden just be a new man.
I hope he does. So. I hope he does. Not that I think he needs to make giant improvements, but I to be honest, I do think that he needs to make improvements.
Yeah, sometimes it's not even those big improvements. Sometimes it's those little things that all of a sudden just really change your game. So Punko calming down a little bit, Tokido playing better defense, kind of things like that. That to me, if he can pick up some of those things, then he can do decently at Capcom Cup. But like I said, right now, in terms of winning it, I think he's kind of a long shot.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. Mm-hmm. Well, okay, that'll be at Capcom Cup in San Francisco at the Sony PlayStation Experience the weekend of December 5th through 6th.
Mm-hmm. And if you're in the area, buy a ticket, go show up, meet all of your favorite players. They'll all be there, so it should be a lot of fun. You get to be in the audience and scream and yell with everybody watching and such. If you can't make it there live, twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters. Follow them so that you'll get a notification as soon as it starts.
And if you want to watch more of this sort of breakdown, this sort of analysis of fighting game players and fighting games in general, then watch what we do, which is called Ultra Chen TV. You can find it at youtube.com and twitch.tv/UltraChenTV.
Yeah, we do all sorts of things from in-depth analysis like this to nice beginner videos teaching you how to play Street Fighter from the start. Mm-hmm. We also do a weekly show on Tuesday where we just pretty much do like a fighting game community wrap-up, news, the current hot story, tournament results, upcoming events, game news, community moves, and all sorts of things like that.
That's right. All right, well, please check that out. In any case, we'll see you at Capcom Cup.